What is up, guys? My name is Tyler and welcome back to the Swindon career mode. This is episode number 9, and of course, last time out I left you guys off in the January transfer window. We just got a transfer offer accepted for Cameron Carter-Vickers, and I'm recording straight after that episode ended, so you guys can see what happens if we head over into the office. We advanced a few days past that time, and we did get a contract offer accepted as well for Cameron Carter-Vickers, as well as Ademola Lookman. So it's looking like we're going to bring in 2 more players to the club if we can afford them. It doesn't look like we can. So out of the 2, I definitely think Carter-Vickers is more of a higher priority at this point in time, just because we do kind of need a center back at the back, someone that we can train up that isn't on loan, that we have permanently. And then as for Ademola Lookman, geez, English words, Tyler, I'm not sure if we'll be able to afford him, but if we eventually sell someone, we'll be able to afford him. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. On top of that, Everton actually came back and said if we give them £925,000 plus Kasim, we can have Brendan Galloway, which actually it's not that bad of a deal, to be honest. If we sell a few more players, now if we head over to my transfer list, we can take a look at a few of the players that are actually worth quite a bit of money that I could sell and bring those players in, the players that I want to bring in for. So you can see Kasim's worth quite a bit of money. If we can sell him, that'd be good. We also have, who else on the transfer list, I should say, that isn't worth that much? Doty, I don't even know I have him on loan, but we just need to go like this. There we go. Obika, we sell, we get a bit of money for. Diaz, of course, the scout future star, that's awful. We could get a bit of money for. Robert, Bronco, Traore, who is actually in that Lookman deal, so can't really sell him. Hilton, though, Holland, a lot of people we could sell and get some money for, and could potentially bring in Lookman and, of course, Galloway. So those are the 2 players we're going to try to bring in come the end of the window if we can. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and get into the first game of the episode. Are we actually going to be playing this one or simulating this one? We're going to be playing this one. It's against Walsall, who do sit 12th in the league. So I definitely think we need to be playing this game. This is our team for it. We'll take a look at Carter-Vickers as well before we get into it. 58 overall as of right now. 71 sprint speed for him. He's a beast in real life. An absolute, tank. He's just kind of a strong guy, a tall guy that bullies defenders. 6 foot tall, 189 pounds, center back, medium height work rates, 3-star weak foot. And as I said, I think the better out of Miazga and him, I think he's the better prospect for center back for the USA, in my opinion, just based off what I've seen from both of them. I think Carter-Vickers has been performing so well at such a young age compared to Miazga is right now. I don't know. I just feel like Carter-Vickers will be better in the future. So we can go ahead and train him up, as well as Freddie Woodman, our other new signing, as well after this game is over. But we'll go ahead and get into that game, give Freddie Woodman his debut, possibly give Carter-Vickers his debut off the bench. But let's go ahead and get into it and take a look at their side. Here is their team. Don't really recognize, actually I do recognize a fair few faces in there. Bradshaw's a pretty good striker. Loftus-Cheek, everyone knows how good he is. He's oversigned as hell this year, but rightfully so. He's amazing. And Demetriou at right back, I believe he's plays for Cyprus, which is pretty interesting, but not a bad side, not a great side. Hopefully we can get the win. And of course, Freddie Woodman making his debut for this game. I don't know why they're showing the debut thing with the other goalkeeper there, but whatever. Here's our actual keeper, Freddie Woodman, as you guys can see, has a real life face in game, which I love. Newcastle man as well, which I love even more. Let's jump into it and see if he can make an impact. Cook takes it near post. They almost score early on in this game. Thank God they didn't. God, he just got caught up easily, but he wins it back. Nicely done. Iose to Taram. I actually wanted that one to go to Pulisic, I believe that is. But he goes to Taram, and he's offside. Matty Grimes putting it out wide to Marcus Taram. Gonna cut inside, finds Grimes over to Nicky Iose. Nice team goal. And he just P-rolls that into the bottom right corner for the first goal of the game. Here's the replay. Marcus Taram cutting inside, finds Matty Grimes making a streaking run into the box, who finds Nicky Iose wide open, who fires near post and puts us in the lead. Grimes to Taram. He's gonna cut inside, wait for that run to be made by Nicky Iose. He's gonna cut it back, tries the body feint in the box. Nice drag back over Pulisic. One touch, tries to P-roll it to the keeper. And from the rebound, Marcus Taram is there to just poke it into the back of the net. That's a poacher's goal right there. And here's the replay. Nicky Iose does a nice little drag back to get into some space, sees Pulisic wide open. Pulisic takes one touch, tries to shoot. It goes straight to the keeper, but from the rebound, TRayALLDay's there to just poke it into the net to make it 2-0. Carter Vickers is now going to come on to make his debut with 15 minutes left in the game. We'll see if he can do something for us. And I guess he kind of made an impact because they didn't score for the rest of the game. 2-0 the final score in this one. Freddie Woodman keeping a clean sheet on his debut. To be fair though, Walsall really weren't that great at all. They were the home team and they didn't really put much pressure on at all. So great win, great performance. We'll take a look at the match facts as well. We had double the amount of shots on shots total, and then quadruple the amount of shots on target that they had. Also 46% possession. We had more tackles than they did. It was a pretty even game, I guess you could say, but as I said, they weren't really putting much pressure on us going forward, so I think we definitely deserved the win there. Marcus Thuram getting the man of the match, 8.3 match rating, of course, getting the goal. Matty Grimes getting an assist alongside no one else, and then the goals from Nicky Iose and Marcus Thuram. Of course, Freddie Woodman, as I said, clean sheet on his debut. Nathan Thompson also getting an 8.0. And after that game, we get a transfer offer in for one of our lowest rated players on the side, Tom Holland, 47 rated right back. We're not going to use him. We might as well get some money in that could possibly help us sign Ademola Lookman or Brendan Galloway if we can. So he's gone. Now we just have to kind of hope that someone leaves the club sometime soon, because it's looking like we'll be able to bring in either Galloway if someone sells. We'll have to offer a little bit of money over for him, and then Lookman we just need like I think 100,000, and then we're pretty much set. We'll be able to sign him. But other than that, Kassim returned from injury, so it's a little bit more likely that we might be able to sell him this window. And then other than that, it's now time for a training session where I'm going to go ahead and mix it up a bit, because of course this is what we've been rocking up with the last, like, I don't know, the whole year pretty much in terms of who we've been training: Thuram, Pulisic, and Winks. But I think it's time we switch it up. And this is what we are going to switch it up to. As I mentioned in the last episode, I want Freddie Woodman to be trained heavily because goalkeeper training is broken this year. So if we can get him possibly to, like, I don't know, at least a 65 rating by the end of the season, which I think is easily doable, that would be perfect. Carter Vickers as well. I want him to be a starting center back come next season, so he definitely needs to be trained to do so. And Matty Grimes, as with Harry Winks, I kind of want to be a box-to-box type midfielder, so he needs to get a little bit better defensive stats to be able to become that. So you'll see what we get back here. Woodman already gets an A. He's closer and closer to that 61 already. Other than that, pretty average session, but it's not a bad way to kick things off. And after that, we get the news that Tom Holland is sold for 15K, and we get another transfer offer in for a player I don't want, Jermaine Hilton. So we might as well get rid of him. That might be enough money to bring in Ademola Lookman, although I don't think it is. We might be just short still, but we'll find out after he's sold. It's been about a week and nothing's happened, so it's now time for another training session. Woodman this time goes up to a 61. I tell you what, like, goalkeeper training is just ridiculous this year. He's already up to a 61, and look how close he is to 62 already. Incredible growth. And we get another transfer offer in, this time for one of the cult heroes of the series thus far, Nicky Iose, and if I was to ever sell him, it would have to be for at least $1 million. I think $1 million would be perfect. It would allow us to sign some players that we really want to sign, so it's pretty much more than doubling what they offered. But if I'm going to lose him, I'm going to lose him for big money, because I know you guys love him as well, so we don't want to be getting rid of him, but getting $1 million and 100,000 is a pretty good offer. And they are not interested in that offer, so fair enough. I wouldn't expect you to pay more than $1 million for Nicky Iose anyway, so that's fair as well. Player conversations. Nathan Thompson's been asking to get his wage increased. I'm going to try to hold off on this as much as I can until after this window ends to see if we have enough money to give him the wage he wants, because I need to be saving this money to be able to bring in the players I want to bring in come the end of the window. It looks like he's on the transfer list though, which is not good. We'll have to give him some money. That's not good. We'll see how much he wants, because if he wants a little bit, like, we don't have that much money to begin with though is the thing. But if he doesn't want that much, I could possibly give him what he wants. Let's go ahead and sort by position. Nathan Thompson, he's making 2K right now. He wants more than double what he's making. I'm gonna have to hold off for now because we don't have enough money. We're gonna have to hope someone sells so that we can afford the players we want and his contract. Another transfer comes in for Nicky Iose. They offered the same amount that Bradford offered, and again, I just don't want to lose him. So $1 million. Like, honestly, just straight up $1 million. It would help us sign the players we want, and I think that's a fair deal. So if they accept that, fair enough, but we're a day away from deadline day. It's not looking like we're going to be able to bring in the players we want to bring in, unfortunately. We don't have that much wage, and with no one selling in the next day, we're not going to be able to bring them in, obviously. But our next game's in the league. It's a must-play game. We're at home against Doncaster, who are also vying for a playoff spot this season. They're obviously in 5th place right now on 41 points, so we need to be playing this game. Let's go ahead and jump into it and take a look at both sides. That's interesting. RTG and Williams both near the top of the goal-scoring chart. It's going to be interesting to see which one can score in this game. And speaking of Williams, he sits in this team alongside Lyndon Gooch, of course, a player we've wanted to sign this season. Lyndon Gooch and Alcock, the mighty duo of Doncaster. Not a bad team. And then as for us, of course, it's our normal first team starting 11. Kind of curious to see how Woodman plays, because I think last time we played Doncaster, we kind of struggled a bit. So I want to see how Woodman can do for us in goal and see if he's better than Vigouroux. Not gonna lie, I was kind of tempted to simulate this game just so we could get the window done and dusted and really see if we can bring in the players we want to, but we have to play this game. They're sitting high in the table. We want to finish high in the table, so we have to play this game and hopefully win. Well, already, from corners, Woodman's better than Vigouroux. Nice switch ball to Christian Pulisic. Waiting for the run to be made. It's made eventually by Nicky Iose, who's going to cut in. Nicky Iose sees the overlap being made by Christian Pulisic, tries to repay him, but the shot was blocked. We get a corner out of it, though. Harry Winks on the ball. Sees Pulisic open on the edge of the box. He's going to drag back past the defender. He's going to shoot! Ooh, decent save from Stuckman. From that resulting corner, Harry Winks is going to find Lewis Thompson. Lewis Thompson's going to feed in Marcus Thuram, who's going to turn, finesse with his left foot. He's not left-footed, and that's why it went wide. Nice. Pulisic to Thuram. Thuram bursting forward. Powerful shot, and he puts it wide again. Come on, Thuram. Last chance free kick from Christian Pulisic. 33 yards out. He would be an absolute hero if he can put this one in. Ooh, not bad, but that's probably where the game's going to come to a close. Yep, and that is where it comes to a close, literally just like a second after I said that. So, we get a draw against Doncaster. It's not a bad result. As I said, they do sit 5th in the table, so I don't really mind drawing against them. I would have preferred to win, especially based on our performance right here. 6 shots to their 2, 4 shots on target to their 1, equal possession, but I still feel like we were the better of the two teams. I think they started to park the bus a bit after like the 70th minute. I think they were content with the draw away from home, so I guess fair play to them for holding on to the result they wanted. As for the player ratings for this game, Woodman getting a 6.6, Grimes getting a 7. I don't know why DeSevio Payne was so low, only got a 5.3, but not a great performance, was pretty average, so I guess take that into account when you're voting for player of the episode as well. And now it's deadline day, and we start things off with a transfer offer for Nicky Iose once again. Teams are just lining up for him, and they're not lining up for the players I actually want to sell. They're lining up for the players I want to keep, which is annoying because I have like 5 people on the transfer list, so why can't you just go in for them? I mean, they're available for cheaper than what they're, you know, valued at. So I don't know why you won't go in for them, but I'm going to go ahead and advance forward past this. If anything happens, I'll let you guys know. So surprise, surprise, Rovers and Peterborough aren't willing to go up to 1 million for Nicky Iose, but 750,000 isn't far off, but it's still not enough for me to want to sell him because he's been good this season. There's no point in selling your best players if they can only get better from here on out. So I think we're still going to hold out for that 1 million. If they can hit it, they can hit it. We're only 60,000 away from being able to afford Ademola Lookman. I went in for him once again just to see how far off we are and if we can head over to that once this is done submitting. Here we go. Contract offer accepted. If I go to accept, 60k off of being able to afford him. Just so close. Someone needs to sell. So I really wasn't expecting this, to be honest, but Peterborough are willing to go in for Nicky Iose for £1 million. And to be honest, I'm a little upset with that just because I like Nicky Iose. He's done so many good things for us. He's a cult hero for Swindon in real life and in game. So this is kind of a controversial selling, but I think £1 million is too much to pass up. I don't think he's ever really going to grow past maybe 68 overall, 70 overall is kind of the limit for him. So I think this is kind of a good deal. Cash in on him when he's in form. It's just, again, he's a cult hero, and I kind of feel bad selling him. I thought he was going to be the one player that we kept throughout this series, but he's gone. And Peterborough, of all teams, the team that weren't even willing, like the first time they came back from those 2 offers, Rovers was the one that offered the most amount of money. Peterborough were lacking behind, so I thought if anything, Rovers would come back and say, you know what, 1 million's fine. So I guess Peterborough just really wanted Nicky Iose. They're desperate. It's deadline day, so fair enough. The good thing is we will be able to bring in a backup striker since Lookman's already here. Just, I'm not sure we're going to be able to get any other deals done in time, but a million's a million at the end of the day, and I can't really complain too much. In the office, did he sell? No, but Rovers are not going in for him, so I'll advance forward once again, and we'll see what happens. So with 1 hour left on deadline day, this is actually the only thing that happened on deadline day. I know Nicky Iose's offer got accepted, but he did not accept the contract offer. He is staying at the club unless something happens in the final hour, which I would not be expecting, but a few other clubs came in for him, such as MK Dons. I know Ipswich came in for him as well, but he did not want to go anywhere. It looked like he kind of wanted to stay at the club, which I'm happy about. If he wants to stay, I'm more than happy to keep him. As I said, I wanted to keep him here. He's a cult hero, but we could have really used that money, so I'm not going to complain if he wants to stay or if he goes. So I guess I'm satisfied, but the one thing we did get done is, of course, this loan for Brendan Galloway. As I said, the only thing I'm kind of worried about is just look at our budget. 8K in a remaining transfer budget, in 100 in a remaining wage budget, and of course Nathan Thompson wanted a bigger deal, so I'm not sure what we should do. Maybe, of course, during the summer he'll calm down a bit and be like, you know what, I'm fine with that money, or in the summer when we get a higher budget we can afford to give him more money, and it's not like he's going to leave the club anyway since he's already has a multi-year deal as is, and he can't leave when it's not a transfer window, so I kind of think we'll be safe in accepting this offer, but at the same time, I kind of like having a bit of money just to help me out, but I really, really want to get Brendan Galloway in this career mode, so that's why I'm going to accept it, and I kind of regret clicking accept, but like I said, really want to try him out. He's one of those players in career mode that I love. Like in Ultimate Team, I've been using him a lot recently as well. He has a real-life facing game, which you guys know I love, but he's just good. He's versatile as well. He can play center back. I don't know if it's in his list of positions, but I know in real life he's been filling in for there from time to time, or at least at the start of the season he was. He's 6'1", so he can definitely play there, but he'll slot in perfectly in that left back position. Nathan Thompson will actually move over to center back, which I'm happy with because he does have some pretty good jumping. 5'8" is pretty small for a center back, but he's pacey, he has jumping ability, and medium-high work rate, so I think he'll do well there, especially partnered alongside Nordi Mukiele, who of course is a bit taller and is a bit stronger. So I think there'll be a great partnership at the back. It allows DeSevio Payne to move over to the right back position as well on his natural right foot, and maybe eventually we'll be able to bring these two in on permanent deals. I know he has a future fee set. I'm not sure. Galloway, we weren't able to get a future fee set, unfortunately, but when we hit the championship, he's probably going to be one of the top priorities because, as I said, I want him in this career mode. I absolutely love him in Ultimate Team and in other career modes. I'm actually doing a player review on him very, very soon, or I hope so anyway. He's on my list to do next for my player reviews, but that's it. We'll move Turnbull down to the bench. He doesn't have a high potential anyway, so we might as well just keep him there. We'll switch him for Doty and then just have him on the bench just in case. But yeah, that's pretty much how our team is looking after the transfer window has ended, and this is where this episode's going to come to a close as well. If you guys did enjoy, a like would be absolutely awesome, and other than that, I've been TRayALLDay or Tyler, and I'll catch you guys next time.